My next guest spent years as a heavy metal drummer, but now she works to empower the Latino community to achieve the American dream and to endear them to the conservative values that will make that possible. Would you please welcome the strategic director of the Libre initiative in the state of Georgia, Stefanie Zaenker. Stefanie, welcome. You know, obviously, we're going to talk about elections, politics, in the Hispanic community, but before we get to that, so you were a drummer in a heavy metal band. I sure was. So how cool was that?
It was awesome. I mean, I learned so much about the world and, you know, so much about America, and I loved touring. And 18 years as a heavy metal drummer is
18 years?
It's a very non-traditional
Stefanie, you don't look old enough to have done anything for 18 years other than just be alive. I'm thinking, well, that's, you know, I think for many of us, the idea of a touring musician would be just so much fun.
You know, I really enjoyed the lifestyle. I loved getting out into, you know, different parts of America, talking to new people, and that always gave me energy. And then playing music every night is a dream, you know, and I almost was able to turn that into a career, but I found my way into politics.
So somehow I'm trying to figure out the spectrum from heavy metal drummer to being politically active in Libre initiative, which is trying to encourage Hispanic and Latino people to go vote. So that's a big jump. How'd that happen?
So I was living in the D.C. area, and a serendipitous offer from a friend to work on his colleague's Republican congressional campaign just kind of presented itself to me. And, you know, she was a candidate who was young. She was Latina, so he thought that we would really hit it off. And, you know, he was like, just meet her. And we did, and we hit it off, and I ended up being the Latino Coalition Director for that campaign and others, and was a jack of all trades, and I really got energized and enthused by the mission, and I was tired of just talking about all the things that I saw that was wrong with our country, and I was given an opportunity to actually do something about it, and here I am.
Well, I'm glad you are, and there's something that's happening this year that is pretty amazing to a lot of folks who have lived through decades of politics. There is a big shift going on in the Hispanic community, people moving toward conservatism, republicanism, and specifically voting for Donald Trump. I mean, the numbers are double-digit increases. Why is that?
Latinos are definitely moving to the right. I mean, for the last 4 election cycles, it's been a slow and steady bleed away from the Democrat Party. And the number one issue for Latinos is the economy, inflation, the high cost of living, and job security. So they're looking for candidates that are going to push policies that are going to help directly help their pocketbooks. And not only that, their values are traditionally conservative.
Yeah.
They value faith, family, freedom, community, and hard work.
You know, I've found that the conservative social concerns of people in the Latino community are frankly more pronounced than they are in the Caucasian community. For example, sanctity of life is a big issue, marriage, the traditional values that we tend to think. And most people don't realize that those issues somehow have more prominence in the Latino community than they do in what may be the more traditional Caucasian neighborhoods.
Latinos are traditionally a very religious people, especially, you know, Mexicans, Central Americans. I'm half Guatemalan. I was raised Catholic. And so, yeah, they value the sanctity of life. And family is one of the most important issues for Latinos. So they're going to naturally gravitate toward candidates that are espousing those values, the values that have made and will continue to make America the greatest country on earth.
But Stefanie, I think some people just assume that all the people who are Latino are going to automatically say, oh, we want to vote for the Democrats because they believe in free, open borders and immigration. My experience in talking with people who came here made great sacrifices to be here and struggle to get their citizenship or their green card. They're not that happy about just the open border where people broke line. So explain to us that it may not be working as well for the Democrats as they think.
Absolutely. Well, I think a lot of people assume that the Latino community is for illegal immigration and for open borders, but that couldn't be farther from the truth because, you know, now we're getting into 2nd, 3rd, 4th generations, and, you know, their parents, their grandparents came over here and immigrated the legal way. Yeah. And so they went through all those hoops, and they went through the proper legal channels, and they don't want to see the open borders. They want strong border security and a clear and effective legal pathway to immigration.
Now, you have to promise me that you're still playing music, right? You didn't just throw your drumsticks away and say never.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I've got my drum set, I've got a practice space, and I regularly play music.
Well, next time you come, we're going to throw you over there with Trey and the band and let you play a song with
I
them.
would love that. And I heard that you play the bass, too.
I do.
So maybe you and I could have a little jam session.
I think, you know, that everybody knows that it's the bass player and the drummer that really set the stage.
Exactly.
Music.
The rhythm section.
That's right. Everybody else, you know, they have some role, but it's not as important as the drummer and the bass. We'll do that the next time. So glad to have you. You can learn more about the wonderful work that the Libre initiative is doing for the Latino community by going to Stefanie's guest page at Huckabee.tv.